basically it's spiritual readings that I'm doing. So I can't just say, oh, you've had it tough, haven't you? Because we're all going to say yeah on some level to that. So I'm connecting with your loved ones. I have to get as much proof as I can who I'm working with. So don't feed me anything, just yes or no, okay? Most of the time I ain't got a clue what I'm on about. It's not my business. I'm not going to tell me all your secrets.
Yeah.
I could be thinking it's one thing, it could mean something entirely different. It doesn't matter, it's your reading, not mine. But if you've got any questions at the end, please fire away and ask a question. And also, what I tend to say is I tend to get one strong link and a few may tend to bounce in. But if there's someone specific you'd like to know is okay in the spirit world and they haven't come in, just ask me and I'll go and have a look.
Yeah.
Okay, so just give me one moment. Let me see who's coming. Okay, so straight away as I'm connecting, I'm going to your mum's side of the family and I'm connecting with a lady. She's an elderly lady and I feel if I'm looking at you, I'm looking at her, I can see similarities with you and her. She's showing herself as frail and I've got a very ladylike feel, very graceful, very ladylike, you know, as if she holds herself really well. So I don't know if I'm coming with your mum here or your grandma, but it's that maternal connection she's bringing in around you. And even though I'm seeing her frail, I feel like a very proud, dignified lady. She didn't like asking for help, so I feel she suffered in silence. And when she comes in around you, you do feel the energy as she steps in. She comes very close to you and she brings so much love for you as well. And she said that about you. She said you're very dignified, you suffer in silence, you don't like telling people how you feel either. And it's not been easy, it's not been straightforward, but she does give me a sense of like jubilation, a sense of positivity with you, as if finally things are starting to make sense for you and things are starting to come together. You know, as if you've felt really fragmented for a long time and shattered into pieces, but all of a sudden you're putting the pieces back together. So when I'm coming to you, she's breathing a sigh of relief and saying finally at last you're starting to feel possibly more grounded and whole than you felt in a long time. And I'm not saying that you're out of the woods yet and you've fully cleared it, but she said you're certainly on track now. And as she shows you on track, she's removing some attachments from the past, but there's still something to the past that you haven't fully let go of, if you can take that. And that feels around your heart, it feels around healing your heart and making peace with yourself and actually loving you more than somebody else. That's been a big journey, but it feels with you, you're getting a lot of realizations, you're becoming very conscious, you're becoming very aware and you understand this stuff. So she said you're protecting yourself more than you ever have done these days. You're really learning how to ground in and say no, and that's been a long time coming. And when I look at her and her boundaries, I feel this lady had good boundaries. Right, I feel like she was quite strong at pulling back and not getting drawn in to the chaos, but I feel because of that it kind of made her life a little bit limited, as well as if there's lots of experiences she missed out on in life. I know it's a different generation and I understand they didn't get the opportunities then, but I just feel with her, particularly going to the end of her life, it became very, very small, her life, as if she'd have spent a lot of time looking out of the window, looking at the world out there, but not feeling a part of it. And she's saying that for a reason, because you felt like that as well, as if your life's been really small and you're missing out on so much. And when she did that, she came and put a key in your hand, right? And as I saw this key, it felt like a new door opening for you to get you back out there, right? And when I saw that new door opening for you, for some reason I was getting a romantic feel coming in here around you. And when I was getting this romantic energy coming in, I saw you freezing, literally freezing, like holding your body. Does that make sense? Like, oh no, not for me, not for me, not for me. And this lovely lady in spirit, she says, you deserve it all. You deserve everything. You're not going backwards and you're not going to fall into any traps because you're not going to allow yourself to now. But it's time to let go of the past once and for all and to totally shut down on it. And it's time to open your heart again. And when I saw you opening your heart, you've got a beautiful heart, you have, and it's like a flower opening up, you're ready to blossom. Now, it doesn't have to be doom and gloom anymore. All the goodness is there for you, but you've got to get out of the lack vibration, as if you're still trying to catch your tail all the time on this treadmill, not feeling like you're getting anywhere and bringing in this kind of sense of frustration. So she wants to help with that, because I do feel that that's an ancestral thing, as if when I look at your family, they were poor, they were in lack, they weren't affluent. they all had to graft. And that's the same with you. You're a grafter, you've been a grafter. But there's a man that's stepping in who could be coming through your dad's side, this man. And when I connect with him, I think, what a lovely energy, this man. Very down to earth. Really down to earth. I've got broad shoulders with him and strong arms. So I feel this man would have had some kind of physical job in his life. He was a grafter, you know, and he was proud of his arms and his strength, and he was proud of what he achieved in his life. So I'm not saying he got right up there, but I feel he did the right thing by his family. I'm not saying he was perfect, but I feel he did the right thing, you know, as if he's gone over to spirit with not a lot of regrets. Some regrets, but not a lot of regrets. And when he came in around you, and he stood behind you and he said, look out for the shudders down your back when he steps in, he brings a very fatherly, protective energy in to you, right? And but then he's saying it doesn't need to protect you anymore because you're capable of doing it for yourself, right? But balance needs to be restored, and you are not here to have any regrets. Let your past go. Do not regret your past, and alleviate yourself of any guilt that you are holding inside of yourself now. It is serving no purpose. It is eating away at you, and it is causing disturbance on your nervous system, around your digestion, and it's causing havoc in your body, and you don't need to carry it. There's still frustration and there's still anger, but you've got every right to feel like that as well. Just find a nice way to move it and express it rather than letting it hold inside of you, causing this friction and this imbalance, because you're a very powerful woman, and if you don't move this energy, it creates a lot of anxiety in you, and then when you get the anxiety, you start overthinking and second guessing yourself, and then you hold yourself back. It doesn't need to be this, because your past is over and there's a whole new future. Clean slate, fresh new start for you, he's saying. And then I feel like he wants to kick you up the butt and say, come on, get on with it then, what's your problem, why are you holding back? He's talking about your working life, or whatever you're doing with your working life. It feels like he wants to say that he's really proud of you, actually, and your working life gives you a sense of empowerment, as if you feel good about yourself, and it feels like, you know, you have struggled with your mental health. You really have struggled up here, haven't you? So when I'm looking at your working life and you overcoming yourself and getting yourself out there and socialising and meeting new people, it's not just about work for you, it's about the whole picture. That's what he's saying. So it's saying it's doing you some bloody good. It really is. And it feels like it can be physically exhausting on you. And he's talking about your body and getting your body strong. And he's talking about stretching out, as if you're getting a little bit tight around your shoulders and down your back. And he says you need to do some yoga or some swimming, something like that, just to stretch it. He's laughing because he didn't look after himself like that. He is laughing. But he has got this higher level of awareness now. And he's enjoying being over there and working things out. He's a man who likes to assert control. He likes to be in control, this man. It's very important to him. Like, he rules the roost, I'm in charge. And, you know, possibly a few regrets around that. But he said he wants you to actually learn a different way and to let go of control and to go more into a sense of trust now, as if you're trying to control every tiny aspect of your life to the minute detail, and that's frying you. It's absolutely frightening. You can't do that anymore. That's the old way of being. There's definitely something from your past I keep wanting to go back to. I can't step away from. I can't fully heal or move away from. Can you take that? Is it a man? Is it a relationship? No, okay. Could it be something that's invoked feelings like a relationship?
Yeah.
Though, because it's the feelings that I'm like, as if you've betrayal and anger, that sort of feeling. So I associate that with a relationship. Sorry, that was my head getting in the way. But it was about anger and betrayal and feeling like you've been done over or ripped off and exploited. It's that sort of feeling around it. And the thing is, what he's saying here is, you can't, how can I put it? It's not destroying you, but it's affecting you. And it's in the past now. Nothing can change that. It's happened. And you can't let that situation interfere with you and how you're feeling now with your future, as if it's this baggage you're carrying around with you, and it's really interfering with your choices and your decisions that you're making. It is angry on your behalf, actually, as if whatever that situation was that you went through, and I know it's not my business, but it's as if if he was down here, he would have had something to say.
Yeah.
Very much so. So I don't know if it involves him as well, right? But I just feel that protective energy is stood in front of you, is saying, wouldn't have happened on my watch. That's what I feel with him. So that's that kind of strength I get with him, like of character, of personality, everything about him. And then I've got another man that's coming in, and this other man I'm looking to, his energy feels very different to this first man. So when I'm looking at the second man, he's showing himself as an elderly man, right? He's got a granddad energy about him, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh my God, what a lovely character, absolutely lovely, this man. I feel like salt of the earth with him, very, very grounded, very down to earth, very laid back, actually. And when I'm connecting with him, he's reading a newspaper, right? I love to read his newspaper, and he's got opinions. Oh, what about this, what about that? He's got opinions. But what he wanted to do was actually put the newspaper down and give you more attention, because it felt like he didn't give you as much attention as he should have done while he was down here in this earth plane. And he's got regrets about that. He can see it a lot clearer over there, and he comes in and he's apologising to you, and he's saying, I'm really sorry, I should have been more present and I should have been more aware of what was happening around you. Again, nobody wants to unravel and open all this up because it's your private business, but he's aware and he's seen a lot more while he's over there, and he just wants you to know, right? And he says, we can understand why you make certain choices and certain decisions and why you are so closed down. At times it's totally understandable, but again, that's over, it's in the past, it's finished. It really is time to live your life and to live life on your terms and be happy and joyful now. And he comes into your home, and you may feel his presence in the home because he really wants to come in close. I don't know if he smoked at some point, right? Because I'm seeing you sat in the home as if you're smelling tobacco, just I can smell tobacco, and when you get that, it's coming from him. So he's there, and I'm going very tingly, and there's a lot of love, because he is actually a lovely man. This is the thing, it was just, I know it was a different generation again, and he had a lot going off himself, and he was quite single. He was shut down. Something happened to him in his life that closed him down, as if he had some kind of trauma. Would that make sense to you? And he never got over it. He was shell-shocked. So I don't know if he was in the war or something like that, but he never got over it. It caused a lot of damage inside of him, bless him. So then he didn't know how to express himself and how to express his feelings and emotions. And again, that's something that you've struggled with as well, but that's what's changing for you. So although I can see that there's been a lot of trauma, I can see finally your spirit family are breathing a sigh of relief here, because you're coming out of it. It's lifting. There's just one issue about communication, or you communicating better. You know, your feelings and assertive. I think you are doing, but there is somewhere where you've been feeling a little bit unappreciated or taken for granted. Can you take that? And it's leaving you feeling empty inside. It's as if you're not really serving much of a purpose but to serve. And that's where I feel like there needs to be some more romantic energy coming in, and you feeling like a woman. You are a woman, of course, but you know, feeling a bit more like that, getting some more positive attention coming your way. And actually, because you are very beautiful, but you're not feeling that, and I don't think there's anyone around you reinforcing that as well. And I just feel that that's where there needs to be a bit of a shake up, possibly in the home, a massive shake up, and the energy needs changing around a bit, as if it's gone a little bit stuck and stagnant, and you're just going through the motions day in and day out, and there's nothing to look forward to, or just no kind of fluffy, sparkly feeling. So just look where there's a little bit of a change around there. And when I saw that, I was getting the daffodil. So I feel like there's something nice coming in March for you. And as you go into March and everything, I know it's spring and everything starts to open up, symbolically I do see a bit more of a spring in your step, and I see bigger plans being made as well. And when I saw bigger plans being made, I don't know where I'm going here. I'm going further afield. So I didn't know if that was a move or a holiday, but there's definitely some kind of movement and change coming in for you, which feels absolutely wonderful. So they're not concerned, they're happy to make this connection today. They've been around you a lot, and they're so happy to be here, and they're saying things are all right. Lots of reassurance, things are okay. Yeah. Is there any questions?
That makes total sense. all them. I don't know my dad.
Right.
And I
okay.
lost him when I was 11, and I only knew him up until I was 3.
Right.
So when people talk about him, I don't associate it with
Yes.
only
yes.
what I know or
It's
what
hard
I've
to
been told.
validate. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'd have to go back and talk to my mum about him because I don't know him at all.
Yeah. He's coming in very, very strong man.
Yeah.
Very physically strong.
Well, the only thing I do know is when he died, they found his wallet and my photo was the only one in it, even though he'd never been. Well, I mean, it is.
Oh.
But yeah.
Well,
so,
he's here, and when you get the shudders down your back, you know that's him.
Thank you.
And that possibly explains why the other gentleman who I felt like a granddad
My
wished
granddad.
he'd been more stronger with you.
Yeah.
That would make sense
That
there.
would be granddad, yeah. Yeah, I know they are.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.